Hello, it's Adele here. As many of you know, I was on a grand adventure in December. I have been living on my own since I was 16 years old, so that means a lot of paying rent, a lot of signing leases. And for the past little while, every time the end of my lease would come up, I would get this feeling that I just wanted to leave. I wanted to take off and go on an adventure. But like most people, that was not a possibility. I was working one 9-to-5 soul-sucking type job or another. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I had little to no savings, so that just wasn't an option for me. But this time it was a bit different. I spent the past year living my dream life in the mountains, and that was an experience that affected and changed me on a deep, fundamental level, and I will be forever grateful for it. And I was able to do that because of my YouTube-based career. As I talk about in my best-selling ebook, How to Make Money on YouTube, get more views, get more subscribers, and get paid, which will be linked below this video. For years, I was that person who, read the 4-Hour Work Week and listened to all the podcasts on the internet and signed up for all of the email newsletters and went to seminars about entrepreneurship. And then I would just go back to my 9-to-5 job and just stick with that. I never really took any action. But now I've got my YouTube channel, which just hit 80,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I have been getting paid monthly from YouTube for the past about 3 years now, maybe 4. And I have multiple sources of online income that allow me to live wherever I want, live my life however I want, do the things I want, just have so much freedom and independence in my life. And I know that that's one of the reasons why people were getting upset when they found that I was talking about the van life or van dwelling, because that's what I chose to do at the end of this past year. I knew I had to move to the city, but the idea of going and living in a little cubicle or even a house in the suburbs, or the idea of going back to that, it just did not appeal to me. I've always wanted to take this adventure. I outfitted my vehicle, I got on the road, and I spent some time here in Calgary living out of my vehicle. So basically I would spend the day doing whatever I wanted, which is usually reading, writing, creating content, swimming, going to the gym, going on long walks, meeting up with friends. And then I would just sleep in my vehicle at night and wake up and do it all over again. And I thought, you know what, this is very easy. It's very hassle-free. If some kind of opportunity arises, I can just leave. I don't have to worry about rent or leases or properties or anything like that. I'm just free to do whatever I want. And I will say, it made me feel like a bit of a badass for a little while, Every night I got into bed, I would be giggling and smiling, and I'm like, this is so easy. And I was able to live in my vehicle in very cold temperatures here in Canada. It was down to -22. I think that was the coldest I ever spent in my vehicle, and it's actually perfectly fine. I slept through the night. I slept perfectly well. In fact, most times I would be sleeping in my underwear with just a toque on to keep my head warm in case my head came out of the sleeping bag that I had. And I was comfortable and happy and satisfied. But it did suck waking up in the mornings though, because the vehicles are really cold. Even if you go camping or if you're living in a small cabin, which I've done before as well, mornings always kind of suck until you get some heat going in some manner. So I'm gonna make a video about how I did that, how I survived in my vehicle -22 wearing only underwear and a toque on my head. So that'll be coming up soon. Now, I know that some people pursue this lifestyle because they want to save money and they think it's a good idea. You don't have to pay rent. Well, I ended up spending way more money doing this than I would have if I had just rented a place. And looking back, I could say, well, you know what I should have done was had a place rented and then just go on this adventure anyway. but I didn't know if I would want to come back. You know, I didn't want to have to deal with the hassle. And not only that, but I wanted the experience of what it would actually be like to be truly committed to this and not have somewhere else to go. And that being said, I guess I wasn't 100% in because, I mean, I could always get hotels, which I did end up doing for about 3 weeks total. So that was a huge chunk of the cost, but I found it really, really hard to get into a mind space to create and to be able to have time to upload videos. Wi-Fi, if you're at like a library or a coffee shop, sometimes these videos, it just depends when you're doing it. Sometimes they take like half an hour, other times they take hours at a time, and if your connection gets reset by accident, you have to start over, and all kinds of annoying things like that. So part of my hotel stays were just so that I could connect with my clients. You know, I have a number of Skype clients that I see, and also so that I would have Wi-Fi to upload videos. Let's see here. Oh yes, food. So the way I ate was I would purchase one meal a day, and then I would just have snacks kind of in between. And that was one thing that sucked as well, not being able to cook on your own. You know, I was eating a lot of things I normally wouldn't eat, a lot of dairy, gluten, sugar, soy. You know, I'm not very happy with that, and I've got some detoxing to do now, definitely. But I would buy one meal a day, so that would be at a restaurant, or it would be at the hot food bar at Whole Foods, which is hella expensive, but it was worth it. So that would be $25 from Whole Foods, or about $25 for a meal at a restaurant. And then like drinks and snacks throughout the day, that'd be like another 10, 15. So I was spending about $40 a day on food, which actually doesn't really sound like a whole lot, I don't think, but when you calculate that over the course of a month, that's $1,200. And because I was traveling around, you know, visiting people, you know, seeing sights and going on road trips, and because it was colder and, you know, you need to run your car longer to stay warm, I spent a lot of money on gas. More expenses, I got some maintenance done on my vehicle. You know, if you're going to be taking your vehicle through some of the mountain passes that I had to go through to get from Alberta to BC in the middle of winter, you cannot have your vehicle breaking down, you know, especially if you're going by yourself. It's dangerous. That was about $400 total on that, but it was in tip-top shape, and I had a wonderful, safe drive and experience, so that was worth it. It was about $100 I paid for the gym for the month, so that was kind of fun too. That was for the YMCA. I bought the advanced membership, so I had, you know, I was able to use, they have like counters in the back where you have, you can bring your blow dryer, your hair appliances, and you can, they had jacuzzis, and so there was like extra things I got to experience for the price of that membership. It was also transferable, so I got to visit all the little YMCAs in BC, and you know, there was one that I ended up going to downtown in Victoria. I went there a lot, so the staff there kind of got to know me, and there was a little cafe there, and the owners there kind of got to know me a bit too, and got into some interesting conversations. I spent around $200 on ferries. Victoria is an island, and to get your vehicle over there, you have to drive it onto the ferry, you pay a price. That was really fun for me to experience that, but back and forth, it's about $200 that I paid. I spent so much on parking. Now that I live here in Calgary, you know, I live in a beautiful suite with a king's view of the city, and the parking here does not come cheap either. It's hilarious. I was just driving, I almost took a picture of the sign. There's a sign that says, wow, you know, rock bottom deal on parking downtown, monthly, $300. And I was like, yeah, what am I doing? But yeah. So I spent about a week or two living in my vehicle in Calgary, and I spent another about 2 weeks living in my vehicle in Victoria. And I have some really funny stories from all of this going down. People who know me, I think they would understand that like I'm the kind of person who would do something like this, because I just like testing myself. I like experiencing life. I like doing weird things. You know, there's a lot of people who are saying, oh, if it's not a choice, you didn't do it for the real reason, so it doesn't count. Well, you know what? I did a 10-day water fast. That was a choice as well. You know, I went 60 days with no carbs once. That was a choice too. So it was still a challenging thing that allowed me to experience a way of life and be grateful for something that, you know, most people take for granted. And that's what this was about for me. So that was kind of how this experiment turned out. I ended up spending more money than I would have. Do I think it was a waste? No, it was not a waste. I learned, I had a beautiful experience. I had so much fun. I met so many great people. It was worth it to me. And, you know, now with the work that I do and the money that I make, I can afford to do these kind of things where I couldn't before. One of the main lessons I've learned as an entrepreneur is that failing terribly at something is infinitely better than never having had tried. You'll learn so much. And I learned a lot in this experience. To be honest, I'm a little addicted to sleeping in my vehicle now. It's like kind of comfy. And, you know, I have, the mountains are not very far away from here. So I probably will take it out like I used to. I would take it on day trips, or I'd be out in the woods. I will probably drive it back out there. I love this autonomous feeling of being a creature in this world that can just go, you know? And, you know, the freedom to explore where my mind wants to go. Do you know that your eyes need horizons to look at, to help develop certain parts of your brain that encourage you to think big and to go for opportunities in life? So let yourself explore new horizons, both with your eyes and with the opportunities you take by taking risks with your life. You only have one that we know of. Why not? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.